Hello, good day. Today I'm very happy to welcome Mrs. Lizzie Peet, an actress, talking to us from the United States. How are you, Lizzie? Thank you very much for joining the live.
Oh, it's my pleasure. I'm great. I'm great. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I know you've been traveling, and thank you very much for scheduling another time, especially during the weekend. And I want to ask you first about, before we speak about your current roles and upcoming projects, how did you get interested into becoming an actress?
Oh my God. All my life, my first play was on my neighbors were building a tennis court in their backyard, the Ericksons, and they still had the asphalt. So we were doing
Really?
my first play was on my neighbor's tennis court. I was Prince Charming in Cinderella. So go figure. And it
Okay.
never
And
stopped. It never, much to my parents' dismay, it never stopped. So all my life,
great. Yes, I think you were 6 years old, something like that. It was mentioned in
five,
your biography. Five, five.
20 years ago. Wait, wait, nudge, nudge.
Yes, but and then did you pursue what kind of studies did you pursue before landing your first opportunity as a professional actress?
I went to high school. I went to college at Tulane University in New Orleans. I did not major in theater. I was paying for
Yes,
college myself and wanted to make sure I had an education and a little backup plan. But I did plays. I did all the plays at Tulane, and then I moved to New York City, and I just did play after play after play after play. But I interned at a theater company called Naked Angels, which is still around. Marissa Tomei, Matthew Broderick, Kenny Lonergan, and I was the intern, and I would like get them coffee, and just I was around people that were really good and were working. So that's how I learned. I don't really have any formal training. I learned from being around
yes,
people. It's like playing tennis. You want to play with someone that's better than you, because it rises you up. So then they gave me a little part in one of their plays, and then a little bigger part, and then from that I did off Broadway stuff, and then moved to LA, and I've been here ever since.
yes. Tell me about moving to LA. What was your first step, going to casting call, looking for an agent, because you landed many different roles since then, I imagine.
Yeah, it's a hustle, man. I mean, it's like the agent thing. I've had a lot of agents, but it really is about, what you, or at least it was for me, what you are bringing to the table. I mean, I would try to network a lot and meet with a lot of casting directors. Then I would create spreadsheets like, these are the people that I know. This is who's called me in. This is why you should represent me. I mean, you had to fight for it. It wasn't easy. It's still not easy. And then then you get a little gig, you get like a little co-star, then you get a little guest star, then you get a little recurring. It's like a little ladder. It's been a very gradual process for me. Everyone's got their own little journey, but for me it's been really slow and steady. But every year you get a little bit more. Um, and I have a recurring
Of
role on
course.
a what, I'm
Yes.
sorry.
Yes, what I wanted to ask you, you landed many short roles. I mean, short roles in short films. Uh, do you think they help you as well into landing the recurrent roles and the films and the television series you recently starred in?
Oh, everything you do, because even if it's
Hmm.
just a film, whether it's a play or a film, there's always that one person that you're kind of like, we're on the same wavelength. We have the same artistry, and we have the same kind of expectations and inclinations. And those people kind of become part of your tribe, and your tribe becomes bigger and bigger, and therefore your creativity and your workflow kind of um, progresses as a result of that. So yeah, every single thing that you do is a little piece of gravel on the roadmap that is your journey. That
Yeah,
sounds really new
this is
wavy,
great.
That's what I think.
Yes. I've seen you did 2 seasons already in the television series Lace. This is correct?
Yes, Lace. It's produced by AMC. It's on Amazon Prime and all black. It's a
Yes.
legal drama, and I play a very corrupt sheriff.
Yes. Tell me, how did you land the role? And before starting the first season, did you get any training about, how to use a gun, how to walk, how to talk, or did you do your own research?
Well, this Lace was just came just before COVID. And it was just, I mean, I had two auditions on Zoom, never in person. Crazy because everything was very new. Um, but I had done a show called The Last Ship, produced by Michael Bay a few years back, and I got my gun training. It was a very big budget show, and there was a gun wrangler right on set, right next to me, and I remembered all of that training, and I got to die a very violent death. But I learned a lot from that shoot, so I carried those skills over to Lace. And Lace, it was more just like I kind of built her around her attitude. She's been there, she's done that. She really wants to get these people in the slammer where she thinks they belong, and she won't stop. So it's a fun role.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, when you say like a woman policewoman and corrupt, I don't think I've seen a corrupt female police officer. It's been all the time since the movies in the 60s and 70s, Sidney Lumet films. I don't know, Scorsese film. You can see the corrupt police officer, but never a woman. I don't think this is the first time I've heard it. But did you have any hesitation playing a corrupt character?
Oh no, it's fun as
Hmm.
hell. The dirtier the better. That's yeah. I mean, it's those fun, crazy roles that even when I was really young, like an ingenue, I always wanted to like play the girl that gets the guy and falls in love and walks down the yellow brick road. And they would always be like,
Hmm.
yeah, we think that you're cute, but can you play the neighbor's best friend's crackhead sister? And I'd be like, no, I want to play like, but they were always steering me towards the rougher around the edges character parts, and I went in kicking
Yes.
and screaming. But now it's, thank God, because then when you're a character actor, you can work forever, hopefully.
Yes, I imagine playing, the antagonist is interesting for an actor, challenging as well, right?
I'm sorry, can you repeat that?
I was saying I imagine playing the antagonist of in a television series or any production is a challenging, and for an actor, it's a challenging turn in his career, but it's fun to play, I imagine.
Yeah, it is. It's really it's delicious. Playing the villains or the drunk, the problem person, mental difficulties. Um, yeah, I don't know. Always get those roles. I don't know what that says about me, but
Yes. I see on your website some videos you did during the lockdown, the quarantine of
oh
COVID. You did Frankie and Johnny in the Claire de Lune with
yes.
a fellow actor. Tell me about your experience doing so, because many actors and singers did the same, even concerts in their backyard during the
Mhm.
pandemic. Tell me, it was nice. I mean to stretch your capabilities instead of staying at home doing nothing.
Yeah, I mean, we were all going crazy, right? And it was completely uncharted territory for everyone on the planet, this
Yes.
lockdown. Frankie and Johnny was always my favorite play, and I was always too young to play the part. It was Kathy Bates, then Edie Falco did it on Broadway, and I just was it was such a beautiful play, and it's always resonated with me, her struggle and her pain, and she just wanted love. All she wanted was love, and isn't that what we all want, right? And I was like, wait a minute, we're all doing this Zoom thing. We're all figuring out the Zoom. It's a two-person play set in New York City in one location. Booyah, and I just started doing it. I auditioned a couple guys, found Jason Paul Field, thank God. Christopher Raymond was our wonderful director. And we just did it. And then I taught myself iMovie, and I just plugged it into iMovie, and it was such an incredible experience, because it was just, it helped me not go insane during that time. Because if I'm not creative, I pretty much go insane. So it was absolutely a dream that it came into fruition the way that it did, and we got a lot of views for what that's worth, and it was just ridiculously fun and fulfilling.
Great. Tell me, Lizzie, do you have a dream role or a dream project you would like to realize, not only as a performer, but maybe yourself right now knows how to write and to produce and to direct? Do you have certain dreams uh, related to you as an artist you would like to embark on in the future?
Wow, that's a great question. It's those characters. A show comes into mind called Queen of the South, that actually a guy that I know, Jorge Reyes, is the showrunner. A show like that, where it's about a woman who becomes a huge crime boss, and how she deconstructs and then builds herself up again. And the show ran for like 5 or 6 seasons, but it's a character like that where
Yes,
it's the journey is just, she's doing terrible things, but at the same time, you see her heart and her soul, and you have experience with her background, because the writers were so great on that show. You understood why she was doing what she was doing. So I'm not being extremely specific, but a role like that, which takes you on such a long and winding road. Um, Thank you,
yes.
Beatles. That would be, of course, a dream for myself and any actor. I would assume. I would infer. Yeah.
Yes, I want to ask your opinion about something. Back in the old days, 70s, 80s, 90s, I remember before the digital network, we used to have the season of each series, like, I don't know, 26 episodes, I don't know. But I see that Lace is like 6 episodes, I think, each season. Do you think this is good? I think I mean, for the viewer and the actors, I mean, the drama is concentrated, or do you prefer the longer formula that we used to see before?
That's a great question. Selfishly, I'm an actor. I love to work, so I'm going to say stretch it out.
Uh-huh.
Obviously with Lace, there's budgetary concerns, and they're working within the constraints of what they can do. But back in the day, and also it's a lot less work for the actor. I mean, the second season of Lace, I shot in 2 weeks, because they smush it all in. So like maybe your
Yes.
first day of shooting, you'll shoot scene 2 from episode 3, scene 4 from
Hmm.
episode 2. So you're just kind of
Hmm.
zigzagging. So it's so, but then the audience can do their binge factor. So there's pros and cons to it. But as far as the artist, how we used to do it is much more work, and it's a much more fulfilling journey, because you're going episode by episode, and they're really going more
Hmm.
into depth with the story, because they're
Yes.
getting, and they don't have 1 or 2 episodes to decide if they're canceled or not. They used to,
Yes.
Cheers
But
wasn't at first. It took time, and
yes.
we don't have that time anymore. The business has changed, which is why we're on strike. Bringing it full circle.
Yes.
For a lot of
Yes.
these issues. That's a great question.
Thank you. What I wanted to ask you, in Lace, did you have one director for the whole episodes, or different directors, like we used to have before, different director for each episode.
Yeah, I had Jamal Hill for the
Yes.
first season he directed, and then the second season they've had a couple directors. I had for the second season was Keena. I think her last name is Star. I'm sorry, Keena, I forget your last name. I think it's Star. Maybe that's your Instagram name. But yeah, so they do have different directors, which is pretty common for shows to have different directors as the season goes on.
Great. Lacey, I want to thank you very much for this great interview. It's a big cup of coffee you have. Thank you. Thank you. I wish you all the best in your upcoming project, and look forward to have you again when you have a new project to announce. It will be our pleasure to receive you again.
Okay, thank you so much. Have a great Labor Day weekend.
Take care. Thank you very much. Have a lovely weekend. Thank you very much. Take care. Bye bye.
Bye.